Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a brand new Spider-Man movie, and it's a fresh take on the whole Spider-Man series because it's not about Peter Parker anymore. Well, kind of sort of is, but not really. Okay, here's the story. So this Spider-Man focuses on Miles Morales, who's a young teenage kid who becomes a Spider-Man. And I mentioned Peter Parker, he's in the movie, but it's not about him, but he is helping Miles Morales become the Spider-Man because what happens is there's this big time black hole dimension breaker thingy that has been allowing all these other universes or dimensions to become into the existing universe that Miles Morales lives in. So as a result, these different spider characters from other universes come in and they all join forces with Miles Morales and Peter Parker to help defeat the Kingpin, who's behind this big void dimension breaking machine. And that was what was really cool about this movie is being able to see all these different spider characters. And these are characters that have been in the comic books in one fashion or another, but to see them all come to the big screen was really a big treat. And I really liked the take on Miles Morales. Now, I'm not really that familiar with the Miles Morales Spider-Man, to be honest, because I was a big comic book geek in the 80s and 90s, but I stopped reading them about the late 90s or so. That was before the whole Miles Morales character was created, so I wasn't really familiar with him. I knew a little bit about him just through pop culture and whatnot, but this origin story was a really great way for me to get to know this character and how he becomes Spider-Man. And that was the really cool thing, because the Peter Parker that we know from the previous Spider-Man movies in the last 50 years or so, he comes in to train Miles Morales because Peter Parker is the veteran Spider-Man, he's always been doing. But this Peter Parker is a little bit different because he is just a depressed guy. He's getting over a divorce, and yes, like I said, this is not the Peter Parker that we all know and love. It's a totally different dimensions Peter Parker, and I love that there was such a fresh take on that character. So you have this iconic character coming in and you think you know him, but they bring this whole new twist on him, which I thought was really genius. And it's about this old depressed Peter Parker, really cynical, sarcastic, and he's the one training Miles Morales to become a great Spider-Man. I thought that was really well done, and the animation in this film is so unique, it's so fresh, it's fantastic, it's so crisp, and it's just a lot of fun all the way they draw it. They put these little text in the animation to show you what the characters are saying. It's kind of like those old cartoons, you know, the kablam, bow, pizzow, whatever, and that was really well done. So it's not overdone, but it's done just with the right emphasis at the right times to make it really fun and contribute to the impact of that particular scene. And there's lots of action in the movie as well. There's lots of humor. The movie is really funny. It's written by the guys who did 21 Jump Street and the Lego Movie, so if you're kind of familiar with their kind of fast-paced, just all over out there kind of humor, that's how this movie kind of is. At times I felt the movie was a little bit off the rails, a bit much, so I kind of wanted to have a little bit more focus, but that's just kind of how they write their movies. They just throw all these gags and jokes at you and kind of hope that they all stick, and most of them do, to be honest. But every now and then they're like, okay, let's kind of rein it in, guys, bring a little bit more control to the script and just move the plot forward. But you know, overall it was a great new telling of the Spider-Man character. It now opens up the doors to tell many more stories now about the Spider character. And with Miles Morales, I thought Miles Morales was a great character in this movie. He brought the right perspective to his character as a young teenage kid from the streets and having this new power now. I thought that story was really well told, and again, I love the Peter Parker perspective as well in the movie. This is a great film for comic book fans. It's a great film for kids. It's, again, the animation is fantastic. It's phenomenal. The storytelling is, it's just a really great time in the movies, and I really had fun watching this film, and I can't wait to see what they do with it in future films, because like I said, it just opens up doors for so many possibilities, for so many villains to come in, and it's just a lot of fun watching this movie, and I can't wait to see it again and for future films in this series as well. So for me, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse gets a 9 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, MC on Film, for more movie reviews in the future.